episode 32, part 1 of Kenya's premier sports video podcast, the Three Quarters Podcast. We're shooting today's episode from Kilimani, and before we get into things, we'd like to thank our fans and followers. Thanks for all your feedback. Like our page, share our stuff, watch our episodes, and remember to comment because we'd love to hear your feedback. The Rugby World Cup in Japan draws closer as the days go by, and at the moment, our Kenya Simbas are engaged in the preliminary stages of the Rugby World Cup qualifiers. Join us in supporting the boys. Jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan. As we know, the Kenya Simbas are the superstars of rugby in Kenya. Welcome to today's show. I'm Demima Duffield, and I'm joined by Ngash and Gus. Now, this past weekend, we witnessed Tunisia play against the Kenya Simbas, and just looking at the last test matches before we got to this, we lost to Germany very narrowly. Then we drew with Uganda, which is pretty rare but does happen. And then going on to winning this, got to 100 is no joke. So what's your take on the game?
My take on the game, I think it was superior all around, and it was a great show from the boys. Despite, however, I have a qualm kidogo. As much as we won 110, first of all, this was not their main team, if I may say so. We were missing a couple of key players, but not to take anything away from our boys, neither are we professionals. Them, they have professionals. As guys, is semi-pro. But all around, and there was a lot of improvement from our boys, especially the forwards. I suppose these guys really worked hard. And when you talk to a few of them, they said what they were told off the pitch during training, they applied it and it all worked. So I think it was a good showing for the boys. Yeah.
I think our backline definitely looked a lot better.
Yeah.
What would you say?
That's true. Kenya's best rugby is played quick ball, and we have a very electric backline, complemented by a good set of forwards who are very mobile. And if you're able to get the forwards into the game, and by that I mean clear off the racks and then have this kind of distribute the ball very quickly to the backs, we're able to run the ball quite well, and that's what happened against Tunisia. My only problem is 110. That's a very convincing win against Tunisia, but what happened is that everyone was in euphoria after the game. So all of a sudden, everyone forgets about what has happened before.
Yeah.
As Ngusa said, we need to notice that Tunisia didn't come with their first team. I need to add that the captain said after the game that we only had 2 chances and we took those 2 chances.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And he said that would never have happened against Namibia. So our guys need to take that into account. Okay, fine, yes, it was a convincing win. It was good to get our morale back up as fans. We don't take anything away from the boys. It was a very good showing, but I just would not want guys to get complacent because of what happened in that game.
True.
That's my thought. But all in all, it was a good showing from the forwards. Tunisia were going to come heavier. Kenya matched up, I think, in the scrum. And there is no day they were going to beat our backline. I don't think they were going to do it.
I think there was a little bit of lapse defense for us to allow the 2 tries. As you said, the captain even mentioned that.
Yes.
Yeah, we were a bit shaky with the 2 tries. I think the lack of concentration.
Yeah.
I suppose because we were left 2 guys defending 4 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where we need to work on it.
That's where the guys need to work on. I agree with you.
All right. Now, in terms of the atmosphere at the grounds, how would you compare it to the last weekend? I mean, the first game against Germany, we had a lot of people come. We had even more at the Uganda game, but we didn't see as many people this weekend. Would you say that was maybe because of the loss, or what would you say it's because of?
Well, I think it might be a little bit unfair to compare to Uganda, because Uganda, that's always the biggest game for us guys. The Germany game, actually, it was really huge. I didn't expect to see that many guys. With the Tunisia one, I think guys really kind of downplayed the opponents. They didn't think there were much of a fight, if I may say so. So I think many guys walidharau kidogo. Wanamadharau kidogo. Yeah, guys didn't take it a bit seriously, as we might think we should.
All right, and Nash, what would you say about the organization of just the venue in Hull?
In Hull, I mean, first, just to comment on that issue of before I move to the venue, just to comment on that issue of atmosphere. I also want to add, I think Kenya versus Germany first, playing Germany, you're bringing in, and I'm sure you're going to see the same numbers when Hong Kong comes in October. Playing a country of Germany's stature, of course, attract quite a number of people. And then there was also the fact that there were much more corporate sponsors on board for the Germany game. Therefore, there was a lot of marketing that went into the Germany game than has gone into Tunisia. And Uganda, of course, as he's saying, Ugandans will come. It's like a derby, so it's always going to have some fanfare. Tunisia, I think it wasn't pushed out as much, number one. Number two, I also think as a result of what has happened in the Germany game and the Uganda game at home, then you had quite a number of fans not coming to watch the game. But it was, I actually asked myself, if you looked at the VIP stand, they had put up a nice, scaffolding stand for the VIP guys. There were like 6 guys there. If you look at the main VIP stand.
Oh, you mean the sport person one?
Yeah, the sport person one, where they had umbrellas and they look like Wimbledon. Then you look at then you look at the main VIP stand. It was 3/4 full. Excuse the pun. It was 3/4 full. But I think it was more to do with marketing, one, and two, hyping up. Our results in the last 2 games. With regard to the grounds and whether whether Kenya should be hosting their home games there, I think it's time we think about the union has to do 2 things. Number one, either we consider that land we have at Kasarani and build a stadium there, or just upgrade what is at Queens, because we're talking about numbers of 6,000, 7,000, 10,000 guys. You can always see it's normally congested, and therefore it can be a bit clumsy.
Yes.
So that's and I'm only thinking, if these are the numbers we're seeing for tests just now, what happens when these guys continue climbing in
Because
rankings?
of course, the game is growing.
Exactly, the game is growing. So what happens when that happens? I think they should do something about Russia. I really like the scaffolding stands that put on the VIP side. I think they should do something like that on Russia.
Or something like what they did with the Safaricom stands.
Exactly.
Just across the whole length.
Across the whole length. The good thing about Queens, and that's what I would, or rather RFEA, and I would not want it taken away from rugby, is the proximity to the ground. Is the proximity to the players. You actually feel like you're in the action
part of it.
So I wouldn't want that to be taken away. But I think it's time that actually Kenya Rugby Union reconsiders where we're going to be hosting these games.
Now, before we tell you the date of the next Kenya Simbas Test match, Ngosi will give us the results so far for the Gold Cup.
It was a weekend of high-scoring games,
Cricket scores.
Cricket scores, man. We had Namibia hosting Senegal, ended 95-0, and as well as Kenya went through Tunisia, 110.
That sounds like a version of a Nokia phone. 6210, 110.
Yeah, indeed.
Guys, the next Kenya Simbas Test match is on the 15th of July at the RFUEA grounds at 2 p.m, not 4 p.m. So come in early, tell a friend to tell a friend. Nash, do you mind telling them where to find us?
Of course, I don't mind. They have to like our Facebook page. They can follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is Ngasha, official noisemaker.
Jerry Goose, Kenyana.
Stay tuned for part 2. I'm Domino Duffield.
Sophie!